So, can you hear me? Yes. Welcome to Cabaret Voltaire and to Texte zum Nachdenken. Today it's about language loops and data pets with Hanne Lippard and Ingo Niermann. The evening will be held in English. I hope that's okay for everyone. Otherwise, I'm sure there will be someone who kind of translates or explains afterwards. Everything. Texte zum Nachdenken is a project by the artist Benedict Bock. And I'm very happy that he decided to collaborate in 2023 with Cabaret Voltaire. This is already the second event, and there will be a third event on the 7th of December. But our collaboration started way earlier. We had Die Laube zur schiefen Lage on the Münsterhof in 2021, and it kind of came out of a common interest in bringing the fine arts and literature together. Yeah, and this makes a lot of sense in this house, of course. We are in the Cabaret Voltaire. Cabaret Voltaire is the birthplace of Dada, and I think it also will be a bit Dada-esque tonight. And with that, and I'm Salome Hall, the director of Cabaret Voltaire, and with that, I give the microphone to Benedict Bock.
I'm always so impressed how such a narrator, and you do it so well. I don't have so much to say. Texte zum Nachdenken is a series that I started 3 years ago, and it brings together people in fine arts who are writing or working with text in different ways, and also people from literature. It's called Texte zum Nachdenken. That's probably it. I was going to introduce the artist today. Okay. Hanne is next to me. Hanne Lippard. Well, actually, no, I have something to say. So I'm actually really happy that you are here today, because I'm following your work since a while. And you both did actually quite a lot of work in this gray zone or field, like, I don't know, art writing, performance, reading, literature, I don't know, this field that we are in today. And yeah, thank you for that, and I'm happy you're here. So Hanne Lippard works with the medium of writing through performances and reading, as well as sound recordings and installations. Her record is coming out very soon in autumn. It's called Talk Shop. Within the variation of these formats, the voice is her main medium. Hanne Lippard is one of the 4 recipients of the Preis der Nationalgalerie Award 2024. Full stop. Ingo Niermann is author, editor of the speculative book series Solution and an artistic mentor at Hochschule für Gestaltung und Kunst Basel. Based on his novel Solution 275, Complete Love, Niermann initiated the Army of Love, a project that tests and promotes a needs-orientated redistribution of sensual love. Do you want to start, Ingo?
Just quickly, we do it like this. So Ingo starts, and then we have a short break, so you can have another drink or a cigarette, and then Hanne will follow.
So, different from Hanne, I'm not really a performer. Yeah, I work a lot also in the field of arts, but I don't perform. And I have to. So it will be very plain, kind of boring type of reading. And before I start, I give you a bit of a context. Some years ago, I was invited to Brussels and also kinds of people from the creative fields were invited to think of kind of how to save the European Union. So it was right before the Brexit referendum, and it was a time Wolfgang Tillmans did a poster series saying how great the European Union is, and one point in his argument was that so you might wonder why, but we will come to Switzerland in a minute, so don't worry. This is not really about the European Union. Anyhow, one point that he made was to say the European Union, because it's a lot of different countries, is not really suspect to corruption. That was his thesis, and he said, when you have a single government, then it's kind of easy. And I didn't believe it, and actually it turned out, I don't know if you know, but the diesel affair, that it had actually been possible that all kind of European car companies were making fake tests. They had far higher emissions, their cars, than they claimed, and this wasn't uncovered for many years, and it needed an investigation in the US to actually unveil this. So I was then going in the different direction. I was wondering, why aren't there more conspiracy theories, or actually why aren't there any proper conspiracy theories about Europe? And there's so many in the US, and there's some that also kind of involve Europe, like all the ones around George Soros, but somehow it's like it's I wondered if this could be an approach to rather come up with new conspiracy theories specifically about Europe. Kind of my approach was a bit, I don't know if you know of Salvador Dali's paranoid critical method. So to use conspiracy theories as a way of critical thinking. However, I started doing this, I came up with some kind of interesting revelations, but one thing that then in the course touched me was I was wondering about the 100th anniversary of Dada, so of Cabaret Voltaire. So we are now in the year 2016, and this is kind of where the text starts that I will read now. And I was wondering, aren't we kind of in a similar situation to back then, where Switzerland could again become a kind of a place of an exile. I remember all the anniversary in Zurich was very much about the Swiss participants in the Dada movement, but of course it was mainly a movement of people in exile. It was very much rooted in the First World War. So I was then started wondering, what could a new Dada movement be like? And so this is what I'm going to read to you now. Dada pets. Leaving even Norway with its enormous oil and gas fields in the dust, Switzerland is the territorial state in Europe with the highest gross domestic income per person. The maximum income tax is a moderate 35%, and the VAT is only 7.7% and a reduced 2.5% for basic goods. Switzerland's unemployment rate lingers around 4%. Meanwhile, Switzerland is Europe's territorial state with the highest immigration rate. 1/4 of the population is foreign-born. What is the basis for this outstanding economic success? Foreigners usually claim it's the country's banking confidentiality that reaches back to the early 18th century. But since the country gave up on banking secrecy, it's still doing better than the rest of Europe. Could it be its Calvinist roots? But today only 1/4 of the Swiss are Protestants, while 1/3 are Catholics, 5% are Muslims, and more than 30% are not affiliated to any church. What is really unique about Switzerland is its political system. Different from the usual Western representative democracy, the Swiss democracy is semi-direct. In addition, the country isn't led by a single prime minister or single party, but by 7 co-equal councillors who represent all major political parties. You know all this, but however, I have to make an argument. The numerous cantons enjoy huge autonomy and the population speaks 4 different official languages. The Western world is used to claim that only democracy makes a country flourish in sustainable ways. Still, Switzerland's uniquely advanced democracy is hardly ever taken into account when people reason about its economic success. How come? Why isn't there a single country in the world that makes an effort to copy Switzerland's political system? When you speak with Catalan nationalists, many will tell you that they aim at becoming the Iberian Switzerland. But for them, all that it needs for this to happen is limiting the power of the national government in Madrid. And instead of multilingualism, the Catalan nationalists dream of banning the mandatory second language, Spanish, at schools. Are the Swiss the only people on earth who don't just have a democratic system, but an utterly democratic attitude? Is this why it took the Swiss men so long, till 1971, to give up half of their power to the Swiss women? Swiss cantons have engaged in democracy at a local level since the Middle Ages, with the federal charts of 1291. They gained independence from the Holy Roman Empire and became a republic. Thanks to considerate politics and the natural protection of the Alps, Switzerland could claim its neutrality in armed conflicts since the Treaty of Paris in 1815. The more expansive and destructive European wars became in the 20th century, the more attractive Switzerland became as a safe haven for unpatriotic money and minds. At the very center of Europe, Switzerland offered refuge from war taxes, censorship, and hyperinflation. To avoid that in peaceful times the foreign wealth would drain in the opposite direction or that it would spoil the Swiss mentality, Switzerland not just stored the foreign intellectual and economic capital, but encoded it in ways that would be impossible to decipher by any outsider. In 1934, the Swiss banking secrecy became a rule. Access to your bank account could be based not on a name but a secret number, and with the turbulences of World War II and the Holocaust, billions of Swiss francs would forever lose their owner on anonymous accounts. In intellectual terms, the founding of the Dada movement during World War I already fulfilled a similar role, as it obliged artists and writers to produce nothing but nonsense. Though with a fundamental difference. Dada didn't become a cultural norm, but turned out to be just another short-living avant-garde fashion and was already history when the Nazis came to power. With no substantial cultural nonsense at hand before and during World War II, Switzerland was rather hesitant in accepting refugees. As Switzerland didn't become part of the European Union, it could keep the bank secrecy pretty much intact till the late 2000s, when the economic desperation of other Western countries became just too big. As a consequence, Switzerland looked for new ways of encryption. Of course, there was Bitcoin, but when it came to anonymizing your transactions, the bank's duty of disclosure would ruin the business. Switzerland looked out for a more holistic approach on the blockchain that would not just encrypt money, and it hosted the young Russian-Canadian software entrepreneur Vitalik Buterin to develop Ethereum on its grounds. Ethereum promised to not just anonymize financial transactions, but all sorts of contracts. You wouldn't know if your counterpart was a human, a machine, a slowly eroding stone, or a bunch of bacteria. Meanwhile, the 100th birthday of Cabaret Voltaire passing, the Swiss wondered if they could update data in a similar fashion. Some argued that such an update was already included in Ethereum, as its contracts wouldn't be restricted to business deals, think of NFTs, but would disrupt culture as a whole. With Ethereum, computers and robots would gain full executive power, the gateway to singularity. And singularity means total contingency. Everything is possible, nothing fixed, which again worked as a perfect description of data, an analog hack anticipating the very end of humans' cultural evolution. Others claimed that Ethereum didn't manipulate people directly. If Ethereum alone was able to turn their thoughts and interactions nonsensical, was still to be proven. Maybe humans would become contract positivists who didn't care about their actual counterpart, or they would make up new myths and legends about what they didn't understand. With AI and robotics making human labor superfluous and turning everybody into artists and their own works of art, the new role of the creative class was to infect people's minds with myths and legends, commissioned by more or less obscurely acting companies, NGOs, churches, and political parties. To protect their integrity, the Swiss started seducing Europe's creative class away from their obscure clients by offering grants to stop them from making sense, and instead immunize the Swiss by infusing them with nonsense. The most effective grant, data pets, affordable even to the notoriously stingy Swiss, was inspired by the house-sharing service Airbnb. Many Swiss had two homes, one in the city during the week and one in the mountains on weekends and holidays. They could easily offer data pets fellows to live inversely in their homes. Similar to house sitters, the fellows took care of plants, gardens, and pets, while appearing themselves as some mysterious pets. Not knowing the names of their fellows, the hosts watched out for clues, and it became a popular sport for the fellows to mislead them with fake fingerprints, DNA, and leftovers. At the same time, the hosts exposed themselves to their fellows like an open book. Instead of using their insight for therapeutic advice, who would need more of that, the data pets' only purpose was to irritate and confuse their hosts in a data manner, making their lives funnier and less predictable. They subtly rearranged furniture, cutlery, books, and clothes, manipulated tools and gadgets, and used found recordings, diaries, photos, videos, social media posts to reinvent the hosts' lives. Given the consent of the hosts, they might also hypnotize, scare, or attack them. To really make a difference, you had to change people one by one. Data pets were the analog answer to digital advertisement that was targeting at each consumer by an individualized message. While in the rest of Europe, people didn't know what else to do than to gamble away time and money with digital counterparts that they could never possibly understand, the data pets trained the Swiss in self-assertive doubt. At random intervals, data pets were meant to exchange their hosts so that they didn't become too accustomed to each other. In case hosts disliked their Dada pets or suspected them of acting as vile agents, they were taken care of by special hosts, eager for the challenge of inspecting, diffusing, and re-educating insufficient or dubious Dada pets. Dada pets led back to the very origins of Dada in the court gestures who would shock and amuse the aristocracy with silliness and sarcasm. The rise of the bourgeoisie had ended this tradition. Now it was considered decadent to engage people for your personal amusement. All arts were supposed to speak to a general audience, and the privilege of fools was expanded toward a general freedom of artistic expression. This freedom had come with a price. As everything was addressed to potentially everyone, everyone was authorized to be offended by everything. Even if you would present your work to a very limited and specific audience and the masses never noticed your work, critics could lament for them by proxy. This mechanism had turned every art form the mainstream didn't get into provocation. Fascinating for a while, then boring. Dada had been no exception. When art had run through all major provocations of obscenity and absurdity, all that was left was comforting boredom. Artists had ended up as cringing lapdogs of the bourgeoisie. Dada pets were literal lapdogs of the bourgeoisie, gone wild. They acted as the first proper post-bourgeois artists in overcoming the disposition of art as a public good and the paradox of at the same time being commodity. As they gained highly personal insights, Dada pets had to take a vow of silence about their hosts. Their art was both anonymous and private. According to the Dada pets' code of honor, it wasn't enough to make your work unsaleable. Only art that didn't come with a name and couldn't be published was free from narcissism and commodification. In an automized society in which attention had become the main scarcity, Dada pets enjoyed the luxury of having zero concerns about finding a proper audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ingo. We have now a short break, so if you'd like to have another drink, the bar is open, and you can also smoke on Spiegelgasse, the historical entrance of Gabriel.
I was always working. And when I wasn't working, something also always worked out. I was always at work, although it was not always working out. I was never not working, and if it was not working out, I had to do a workout, then return to work, and then work it all out. I was always working. I was always doing something. I was never not doing something, as I could always make something out of nothing. I kept myself busy with anything at hand. Knitting, packing, knotting, plotting, picking, sitting down, never. Men know it's better to carry nothing but cash. No networks. No networks will be joined automatically. If no known networks are available, no known networks will be joined, but you will be notified of available networks known to the system. The system will connect you to these networks automatically. You will be joined automatically independent of your existing connection. If no known systems recognize any available networks, you will not be connected. You will then be disconnected from any known networks until a known network is found. Under such dim circumstances, one can only hope to be discovered in the darkness, but only if the light is automatically lit. As of now, there is no switch. Ask your way around. What is the time? What time is it? Who is the time? When is the time? Why is the time? Where is the time? When does the time? What does the time? Time. What does the clock? What is the clock? Who is the clock? Why is the clock? When is the clock? When is the clock? The clock. When is the clock not? The clock is always the clock, whether it likes it or not. Looking for Europe, find what you need, look for Europe here now, find Europe, what you look here. Now looking for what you need, look, you need to look for need to look, looking need for looking, here is now for you, need to find what to you is Europe. Here now is Europe. Look, you need Europe. Need to know, looking now, you looking, need to look, need to find, Europe found. Now what? This door is locked. This door is also locked. Now you're locked in between two locked doors. All you can do is sit down silently and wait for someone to lock you out again. It might take days, weeks, months, years. Who knows? When nobody knows. You're here, seated, silently, between two locked doors, waiting. Ketchup. I'm always on the hunt for the perfect button-down white shirt. A simple white classic shirt is a staple of any working woman's wardrobe. Nothing is more classic than a simple white button-down shirt. I firmly believe this, and the proof is in my closet. I own about 15 of them. If you're one of the many who think of a plain white shirt as boring, let Coco Chanel be the one to correct you. A classic white shirt goes everywhere and with everything. A white button-down shirt you can wear any time and look completely pulled together. The original wardrobe staple, the classic white shirt, has a unique ability to work in many ways. Timeless and sophisticated, our white shirts for women are designed with flattering silhouettes and luxurious fabric. Perfect for the office or smart casual occasions. Our ladies' white shirt collection features plain white shirts and the latest patterns, all with elegant designs and available in both fitted and casual. Simple and smart, women's white shirts lend an impeccable look. Our plain and printed white shirt styles take you from desk to drink to dinner. A white shirt is definitely a must-have in a woman's closet. It is as indispensable as your morning coffee on your way to work. Basic or not, there's no denying that a simple white shirt will work for a woman who knows what she wants. Our collection of women's white shirts will become a staple in your wardrobe. Crisp, cotton shirts are perfect for the office. White, silk, or oversized pieces can be dressed up with accessories for an evening. A white shirt is a classic chic look that never goes out of style and looks appropriate in almost every sartorial scenario. The most comfortable and best white button-down shirt has all the benefits of a go-to white button-down. It's crisp, structured, and ready for anything. Bad deal. The shit hit the fan. The fan was in front of a man selling the fan to another man, and a man got hit by the shit that hit the fan. The fan continued to stand, continued to spin, continued to continue, while the man and the other man, previously known as another man, were down, trying to get out of the shit which had hit the fan. Gift shop. Gave up. Has given up. Gaven up. Up and gave. He has given up. He has gaven up. Has give up and. He gave has an up. Gave as in up. Given as in up. Given as in gave. Give as in give. Give a gift of love to someone you love today. Work at home. Work from home and near home. Work in home and on home. Work at home and over home. Work from him and near her. Walk away from home and near him. Work from her and work from here. Work near home and over him. Walk away from him and walk away from work. Work and walk him home. Work him and home is him. Walk her away from work and work on him. Work where? Wear it at work. Near home and work on. Work near and home in. Him on her work is over. Hear him and work is near. Over work and near death. What is work? Home is where work is near. Walk away from here to her. Not just a book, but a comfortable coffee table book. This is not a book. This is a comfortable coffee table book. It is a comfortable coffee table book, 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 a comfortable coffee table book. Not just any book, but a covetable table book, a covetable coffee 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 table book, not just any goddamn book, but a covetable coffee table book, 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 not just a book, not just any book. Oh, no, not just, not this, not no, but this is not just, no, not just this, not this is not a book. Just it's not just a book. But this is not a book. It's a covetable coffee table book. Every elevator available. 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 Escalator. Every elevator available. 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 Very funny. Every elevator available at any time. Elevator at any time. Every elevator available at any time. At any time. At any time. At any time. Very funny. Very funny. Very funny. Very funny. Very funny, very funny, funnier, very funny, funnier, very funny. Ha, 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 very funny. Every elevator available, 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 every elevator available. Very funny. Every elevator available, very funny. Every elevator available at any time, at any time. Every elevator, every elevate, every available, available at any time. Elevator at any time. Escalator at any time. Escalator at every time. Every elevator available at any time. At any time. At any time. A tiny piece of time available. One for me, one for you. A tiny piece of time. A tiny piece for each of us. Very funny, very funny, or very funny, very funny, every elevator available, every funny, available, funny, very funny, funny, very escalator, funny, very scary, very elevator. Every elevator available at any time. Ha. Ha. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Ha ha hum ha. Half past. Quarter past. 10 past. 5 past. Won't last. Must cost less. Must cost less. Must cost less. Must cost less at all costs. 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 Must it? Was it my loss, or yours, or was it not a loss at all? Perhaps. Keep. Perhaps keep. Perhaps keep. Perhaps keep. Perhaps keep. Perhaps just keep. Perhaps keep all options open at all times. 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 Small shop. 23 out of 24. Not more. 1 hour to rest. Then back at it. Back on it. In it. Ten to 5, 10 to 7, 10 to 10, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I could go on like this. I would have gone like this. Should I? Should I go on like this? No. But I can't. Exits exist. 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 Exits tick 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 tick. This is a text. Is it? Thank you.
So, thank you very much, Hanne Lippard, and thank you very much, Ingo Niermann, and thank you very much, Benedikt Bock. And I also wanted to mention that we also have two nice sculptures in here. They're called Poem, made by Benedikt Bock and Arno Wohlhauser. And at the entrance you find a collect if you want to give something, and also some Texte zum Nachdenken merchandise. So if you want to support Texte zum Nachdenken, here's his bed kissing and head. Last time we all wore. Yeah, Benedikt, do you want to add something?
Thanks for coming. Have a nice evening.
Yes, the bar is open, and we're here, and thanks for coming.